It is you, it is me, it is YDT, Season 3 of You'll Die Trying, Episode 171 of a show which pulls back the curtain, takes down the walls brick by brick, and exposes the true hearts of those caring for those you love most. We are in the new space. It is not done just yet, not yet, but soon. And speaking of yet, it is still climbing the charts at radio, AC Radio. Thanks so much to all of you, every one of you who have streamed and shared and saved and sent it, and all the S's to all of your friends. Click the link in the show notes this very moment to stream it and to share it. And I can't thank you enough for showing up like you did and have and continue to do to support the music, the creative me that is me. I tell you all the time, show up. The world needs you. And this is me showing up for you. Listen to Yet this very moment. And last time, thank you for making it such a successful release. All of that is available in the show notes. Click the link right now. Let's get started. TikTok is a wonderful space and place. Yes, you can watch ridiculous videos and get in rabbit holes. And speaking of, on YouTube, exclusive content right here available just for you. Click the link in the show notes. You can watch this podcast and exclusive content on YouTube. And speaking of that, that's what I'm talking about. This guy, he lies on his back and he puts his feet in the air, and these girls sit their butts on his feet and he's flipping them all over the place. That's the rabbit hole. That is an amazing channel. I watch it all the time. Oh, TikTok. On TikTok, I saw the most beautiful video I have seen. So much so that I am going to read the poem that this gentleman, the author, wrote and recited. His name is in the show notes, but I want this spoken. I want this printed on my memorial folder. Talk about all these things like weird requests or unique requests at a funeral, and this might be weird and unique to you, but to me, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Again, the author's name is in the show notes, and I want to read it. Instructions upon my death. Ideally, I would like 100 benches, every single one of them facing the sea. If that's too much faff, I'd settle for the one somewhere in Margate, somewhere you can come and sit and think and be. And I don't need a fancy pot to keep my ashes. Just find a decent spot where there's a breeze. So the next time someone gasps at all the wonder in the world, a part of them is breathing in a part of me. Now, my funeral, I'd like there to be sunflowers, a truly inconvenient amount. For I too have spent a lifetime searching for the light, and I don't see any reason why that should stop now. Wear what you want. If it were me, I'd go for trainers or wellies, something comfortable and colorful to match. For, as it was foretold by the prophet Jamie Tart, dress shoes are for muggles and for twats. For the reading, I'd like Aaron's poem about final moments. Maybe this poem should be read for context, too. For the music, nothing short of a full-throated sing-along of my favorite song, Dynamite by Tayo Cruz. For the food, just keep it veggie. For the drink, serve up Negronis. If I pretend to like them, you can do the same. For the wake, if people want to chat, then I am all for that, but just in case, make sure the corner's stocked with games. And so don't let anyone apologize for crying. It is honestly my favorite thing to do. Just make sure everybody knows how much I loved being alive. The only thing that I loved more was loving you. Speaking of which, if you all are free, I'd love for you to be there. But if you can't because you're dead, that's not your fault. To be honest, neither of us quite makes sense without the other. I still think we'll die together like a cult. And if anybody says I've gone to a better place, that is a kind of very well-intentioned lie. For there can be no better place than in a room with all my friends, Just promise we'll do it again on the other side. Side note, let's also do this loads before we die. And by the time it comes around, maybe I'd hate it. I'll live for ages and my tastes will change with time. The one thing that I know that I will always find amazing is what a thing it is to live a life. P.S. Let's also do this loads before we die. I get emotional reading that. I picture the young man in the video on TikTok. Slim, blonde hair, accent, reading from a notebook, gently turning the pages to continue the words. He's so proud of them. I would be too. I am reading them to you. You can tell he loves life. His face. He's happy. He knows he will die one day. He knows what he brings to this life, his creativity, his words, his ability to share a story. And he shared it. He shared his thoughts, his ideas, his wishes and wants, and it inspired me. He showed up. I talk about it a lot. I talk about how you're going to be remembered for something, and what do you want to be remembered for? And last week we talked about Matthew Perry and how he showed up even amongst his addiction and his struggles and his challenges to be Chandler for so many people, including myself. And this gentleman shares a poem, one that I now want printed on my memorial folder. And perhaps decades from now, hopefully, maybe my thoughts and wants will change. But for now, that's what I want. And I share his words because they're beautiful. And I know they inspired me, so they probably more than likely will inspire one of you. On TikTok, every Sunday night, we go live. Subscribers only, first looks, first listens, first watches, and we have a lot of really cool, exclusive content for our subscribers. $5.99 a month, link in the show notes. I would love for you to subscribe and be there. And last week, it was a really cool moment because it wasn't a cool moment. The time changed. Everyone was lethargic. Wasn't much to talk about. Wasn't much really going on. It was a bunch of friends sitting in a room, subscribers only space, and just accepting everyone in the moment, expecting nothing. And it was beautiful. There's beauty in the mundane. And I love that we've created a community of people and friends where we can sit and gather and we can just be, and we can be off together and still be able to accept. That's what community is for. $5.99 a month. I would love for you to join us on our subscribers only right there on TikTok. Link in the description, in the show notes. What do you want to be remembered for? Like, what do you want? All these videos that have been blowing up on TikTok, they're talking about weird and strange and unique requests, and, you know, strange and unique is relative, right? What do you want? What are you doing right now to be remembered? What are you doing to show up for yourself? This guy posted a video about the 9 reasons you shouldn't give a shit. And the first one is, hey, you know what? You're going to die. And I was like, The second one was, hey, you know what? The thing that you maybe got embarrassed about because someone found out about it or heard about it, that person that found out and heard about it, they're going to die. Hey, maybe they told somebody, and that person that they told is one day going to die. So that's 3 of the 9 in already. And it really is true and interesting because we are. Who gives a shit? Kindness wins every single time. Who cares what people think about you and what you're trying to do, overcome, achieve, be? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Because they're what? They're going to die one day, just like you. And you're going to leave a mark, and they're going to leave a mark. And I'm on this high horse again because I'm all about showing up. It makes so much sense. I've gone through the most incredible change in my life in the past few months specifically, but 2023 has been a year of awakening. And you're going through all these changes and growths, and there's a lot of muck that you have to clear out. And when you change, when you level up, when you get better, when you do bigger, you lose friends. And it's very lonely. But in the loneliness and in the quiet, in the grief and in the growth, you become happy with who you are. And maybe you're already there, and that's fantastic. And I applaud you for that. But I went through this turmoil where I didn't even like myself and my company. And then one day I did. Because I just kept trying and being and showing up every single day. And it got easier and easier and easier and easier. 2023 has been the most painfully beautiful, incredible year of my life. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I wanted to just lie down and die. And speaking of which, this is the last story I want to share about showing up. During the darkest, probably times of my life, May and June, I was lying around alone, extremely sad. I couldn't find joy in much of anything. And one night, scrolling through Netflix, I clicked on Bert Kreischer, his special, his stand-up special, because who's this guy with his shirt off and the big round belly? And this is a story I shared on my subscribers only live on TikTok. Link in the show notes if you want to join us every Sunday night. But I click it and I'm watching and I laughed. I laughed for the first time in a long time. And I watched the special over the course of a few weeks, multiple times. And I would laugh more and more and more. And I think about this gentleman, Bert, a comedian, who filmed a Netflix special, who maybe didn't want to film it. And maybe he did want to film it, but he was so damn nervous. But he showed up. And by his showing up, arguably saved my life because I was laughing again. I was laughing again because someone showed up. That is the power of showing up. It's so moving because we think in our tunnel vision, our dumb human minds, that what we do doesn't matter, and it's not enough, and it's not big enough or grand enough. And it's a lie that we tell ourselves, because I need you to show up. You're going to be remembered for something. Choose good. Choose kindness. Click the link in the show notes. Subscribe to my subscribers only on TikTok, $5.99 a month. Stream yet. Stream last time. I would be forever grateful. And this is me showing up for you. Whenever you see this studio, you'll see the progression of it a little at a time. Follow me on all the socials. Nathan Morris Music on TikTok. Nathan Morris Music on YouTube, where exclusive content is all the time. I thank radio. I thank all the people, all the staff, all the team that are behind me, pushing me every single day. And I appreciate you being here with me in this moment. And you are loved far more than you could ever know. See you at 172.